Hi, Adrian Piecho, your City Premier agent with Beechwood Realty in the Inland Empire. What's happening this week in the housing market, or rather the last quarter of the year? Well, let's start with the unemployment. As far as the unemployment is concerned, the rate is staying at 8.4%. We do not have the latest numbers yet, but I will get them for you as soon as they are available. But continuing with the unemployment, what are the experts predicting for the future? Well, by 2021, they're expecting that the unemployment is going to be at 6.3%. And by 2022, 5.2%. And by 2023, 4.9%. Now, let's also talk for a moment about how many months have we had more than 9% or greater unemployment at different periods of times. And let's start with the Great Depression. In the Great Depression, we had 108 months with greater than 9% of unemployment. In the Great Recession, 30 months, and in the 1980s, in the oil recession, 19 months. And right now, in 2020, only 4 months. That to me shows that we are recovering pretty quick. Now, we're well in the last quarter of the year, and the projection for the last quarter of the year are looking really strong. And also for the beginning of next year as well, economically speaking. And that is really important to keep the consumer's confidence as high as possible for the economy to keep moving forward in the right direction for the recovery. And talking about the recovery, how is the recovery economically in the United States? Well, according to the experts, once again, the reports that are coming out economically is that the country is at 80%. And if you want to focus more in California, we are at 77%. Our economy in California is recovering pretty well. We could be doing better, but we're moving in the right direction. Now let's talk about the housing market, and more specifically about the housing market recovery index. And there's 4 components to it. The first one is demand. There's plenty of demand. The second one is supply. We don't have enough supply. The third one is pricing, which is pretty good. And for the fourth one is time on the market. The houses are not staying in the market very long. Before the pandemic, the index was at 106.5. In the middle of the pandemic, we went down to 83.1, which is pretty low. But then we started climbing, and by September, we were already at 107.7, surpassing the numbers before the pandemic. And the experts are predicting that these numbers will only get better. But what does that mean for the consumer? And more specifically for the buyers? Well, for the buyers, you can expect the prices to continue increasing as the economy and the real estate market is doing better and better every single day. And proof of that is what's going on with the purchases of homes. And let me tell you that year over year, we have seen a 30% more purchases applications. And that means that we have 30% more buyers putting in offers. And what about the pendings? The pending transactions, well, we are at 25, higher than last year. That is a lot. And that means that we have 25% more people in escrow than we had at the same time last year. Now, taking in consideration the fact that we do not have enough inventory of homes, that also means that every single time we list a property, we're going to have multiple offers. And there is a high demand. And why not? With interest rates as low as they are, the buyers are trying to get their hands on any property as soon as possible. Now, according to Fannie Mae, NAR, MBA, CELO, Selman, and Freddie Mac, on average, they're expecting the market to keep improving at 3.5% to 4.4%, and they're being very, very conservative. I have seen, at least in the Inland Empire, on average, almost a 1% a month increase in prices in some of the areas within a couple of the different cities, depending on the demand. And the last numbers that I want to give you to end this video is the home buyers traffic that has jumped by 60% from last year to this year. That is nationwide. However, I have seen the effects in the Inland Empire with the increase in buyers that are out and about. For now, I'm going to leave it at that, and I will want to make a second video covering the sellers in this market. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call at 951-907-4834. Thank you.